Hello, my brothers and sisters, and welcome to Reverend Hagen's Horrific Cinematic Dissection. As always, I'm your host, Reverend Hagen, and as always, I'd like to welcome our listeners at SCRMradio.com. That's Scream. Radio.com for all your horror and paranormal needs. Now, tonight we're going to be looking at 2019's Color Out of Space, directed by Richard Stanley, written by Scarlett Amorous, and based on the short story by H.P. Lovecraft. Thank you. It stars the little Nicolas Cage, Jolie Richardson, Madeleine Arthur, and Julian Hillard, among a few. Now, historically, it's been very hard for Hollywood or anyone to make a decent adaptation of a H.P. Lovecraft story, in my opinion. A lot of times they come off as super cheesy, and it's because, in my opinion, it's very hard to capture the imagery that H.P. Lovecraft talked about in his books. It was really about letting your imagination getting carried away, and his style of writing really seemed to take you to those other dimensions, those worlds, and that horror. Absolutely amazing writer. This particular movie, Color Out of Space, really knocks it out of the park, which, when I initially heard they were making it, I thought, now how are they going to be able to do this? Because the book talks about a color that nobody's ever seen before. So how do you translate that to the film? Well, frankly, I don't know. But Richard Stanley, goodness gracious, really knocked it out of the park with this. The movie starts off with a young girl on a horse in front of a lake doing a Wiccan ritual to help heal her mother from cancer. I gotta be honest, they had me in the first 3 minutes of the movie. And then it goes from there. This family has moved from the city to the country. The kids are not happy about it. You get the impression the wife's not happy about it, but little Nicky Cage is happy about it because this is his family home. One night, a meteor lands, and craziness ensues. It kind of starts to take over everything. Now, that may sound like a spoiler, but that's just the synopsis of the movie. I'm not going to tell you anything else that happens. Nicolas Cage in this movie is my type 1 Nicolas Cage. Okay, there's two types of Nicolas Cage in cinema. There's action guy Nicolas Cage, which I can't stop watching because it's such a train wreck, if I'm being honest. I love him, don't get me wrong. But good Lord, it's so bad, and his hairpieces get worse and worse as time goes on. Sorry, Nick. I love you. I even met you in the Haight-Ashbury district in San Francisco. But good Lord, brother. But then there's the old Nicolas Cage that's coming around again. Nicolas Cage in Wild at Heart. Nicolas Cage in his Oscar-winning performance in Leaving Las Vegas. Nicolas Cage, frankly, in Mandy, which I'll be reviewing very soon. Mandy was an amazing movie. So, if you want the quirky, out of control, but really heartfelt Nicky Cage, this is the movie for it, along with the other ones that I've mentioned. Now, the movie's about madness, about kind of madness just taking over. I don't know how else to say it, but it is absolutely fantastic and definitely worth a watch. Now, this one only went out in limited release. I have my sources when I watch movies, but I know not everybody does. If you get a chance, though, good Lord, watch the movie. The young teenage girl's fantastic in it. Even her goobery son. And here's one spoiler alert that's not really a spoiler alert. Excuse me. Watch for the llamas. Or the alpacas. It's the alpacas, my brothers and sisters. Amazing. So, I have no choice. My hands are tied once again, but to give this movie 2 decomposed, dissected, desiccated thumbs way up. Amazing work. This is my kind of film. If you see it, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. So that's it for this edition of Reverend Hagen's Horrific Cinematic Dissection. I want to thank our listeners at SCRMradio.com. That's Scream. Radio.com for tuning in. And as always, my brothers and sisters, you keep those heads up. Have a horrifyingly terrific day.